Hello. So we're going to get started today. It's me, Alicia Hashem, and right now I am really feeling the energies. As you know, I'm such an astrology geek and always kind of following these cycles and just have basically my whole life. Like it started for me in high school. I was really into sun signs and I read some books at the library, and it was like this really powerful tool that I found to kind of discover traits about myself. And really I look at it from like a mythological point of view, like kind of like a psychology, mythology thing, so however, the cosmos we can look at it in the mythology and the energies of it, and then kind of see how that relates to us, because everything's connected in nature. Like we're connected to the cosmos, and we're also connected to the plant kingdom. And so that's what brought us here together today on this space, is essential oils and the power of taking care of our health and sharing that with the world. And so we are just passing through this eclipse season. We just had our solar eclipse, new moon, over the weekend. And so this energy, and then we have this retrograde thing going on. And so this is perfect analogy for our business, because what this kind of represents, like the retrograde period is like our blueprint. And this is like the past. So we have like a blueprint, and that's kind of the story that's going on behind the scenes. And really our reality is based on this blueprint, which is the programming of how we were raised. Basically our 5-year-old self is, at the base of our programming. And so we have this blueprint, and then on the other side of the equation, we have a goal, right? And so sometimes like we have the goal, like, okay, I want to reach a certain rank or a certain level of income, or, perhaps it's like a health goal or a relationship goal. But for the sake of today, we're just going to talk about your business. And so, a lot of times in our business, we'll set this stretch goal, like, okay, I want to be a silver rank or a diamond, and I want to make, $2,000 to $5,000 every single month. And so we go, yay, this is this new story that we're creating, and our conscious mind created it. We get this flash of inspiration. But the problem is that our conscious mind is only 3% of what's really like active here. And behind that, we just have this blueprint. And the subconscious is that old story. And so we set this goal, we go through the numbers, and then all of a sudden, all these blocks are going to come up about why you maybe don't deserve this, why it's not ever going to happen. So I just want to invite you to just like close your eyes for a moment and think about your goal, and just go through a number right now. And so we're going to start with a number, because that's just how we measure the success of our reality. It's just the way our world works. So just set that number. So think of it, maybe it's a rank, and just picture that in your mind. Picture that number. How does it feel in your body to just embody that? You are receiving that now. How does that feel? Do you feel any tension or any spots in your body? And I want you to see that number, and I want you to go to the next level. So bring it up by like 1/4. Don't double it, but just add a little bit more. So if it's a rank, just think of the next rank up. And so now embody that and see that coming into your possession. How does that feel to you? How do you feel in your body? What thoughts are coming up for you as you're receiving this? So write it down if you can, jot it down. Start to think of some of these thoughts. And so now I want you to see that number that you just doubled, or that you just added to, and add another 1/4 to it. So step up to the next notch and see yourself, see that cash flow coming in your life, and see yourself having it all and just receiving it all. How does that feel in your body? Where do you notice anything? What's the feelings that start to come up for you? What are the thoughts? And so how does that feel to really triple that number and give that? Some of these things that are coming up could be, that's part of your blueprint. So if fear came up, or, you know, maybe a feeling of deservingness. So how did that feel? And you feel free to type anything in the chat if like certain things kind of came up for you as you're starting to visualize like this coming in. Where did you feel it in your body? What kind of thoughts, what kind of feelings are coming up? And so this is what we're kind of up against every time that we set a goal. Whatever kind of nervous energy or anxiety that we feel, or worry, and you know, anything that kind of comes up around that is this blueprint that we have that might stop us from getting in the way. And so let's see. I thought that I have no idea what that goal really looks like, right? Yeah, just like like I have no clue what that would be like. Or, you know, for me, when I was doing this exercise, there was so much of like, I don't deserve that. Like, what did I do to be able to receive that? Or maybe I had to do something really bad to do it, to get that. But that's great. And so if you're setting a goal that feels calm and reasonable, that's perfect. Like, you're on the right track. And so kind of what I wanted to talk with you about today is this whole concept in when we're developing our business, when we're achieving goals of personal development. And so every single day, diving into any kind of like podcast or trainings or different things that help to elevate your mindset and start to create your new story. So basically what we're doing is we're bombarding the mind with a new story, and we rewrite our blueprint. And so this, in essence, is what the eclipse of, like the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse season and all the retrograde cycles that are such a part of our cosmic cycle, really cause us to look at our blueprint versus where I want to go. And really start to think, okay, is how I'm feeling about that in alignment with the goal that I'm setting? And sometimes there's like a little frequency shift that has to happen in our behaviors. And there's like kind of this whole saying, like, you can't get something without giving back, you know, without giving up something. So if we want to achieve, you know, a larger income, then what are you willing to give in order for that to flow in? So it could be more time, waking up an hour earlier, like setting out and talking to people that you were afraid to, like putting yourself out there, like whatever kind of that next step is. What are you willing to kind of give in order to step into and take command of where you want to be and where you want to go? So that's the whole theme of this moment right now, is just taking command. That the alignment in the cosmos is really about command and domination and like taming the beast, so to speak. So this is really a time for focusing on the success that you want and setting very clear goals for yourself. So first of all, your goals are going to want to have a number in it. So the reason why, like I said, we choose a number, because that's how we measure like success in our world. And then you're going to want to think, okay, what are you willing to give up in exchange for receiving that number? And then once you start to think, you know, okay, maybe I'll wake up earlier, the amount of hours, talk to people, join networking groups, then the next thing you'll want to think about is, what is the date that your number is going to be realized? Because we have to create this formula in our brain, right? So it's good to set deadlines. Like a lot of people will usually set like 90-day goals or 21-day goals. And the reason for this is because we go through cycles. So it takes like 7 years to create a new groove and a new pattern in your life. And our cells do the same thing. Like when we're healing the body, our cells kind of regenerate and reset every 7 years. So it's great to create your goals and your plans in cycles and in numbers. You know, so a lot of people will do 90-day goals. So set the date that your number will be realized. And then the next thing that you do is create a plan. So write down the action steps that you're going to need to take to fulfill that. And then ideally, once you have those things kind of written out, then you have your refined statement. So I'm just going to type these things in the chat, and just to kind of help you with your successful mission that you're on right now to create. Let me see. I'm not used to doing this on my phone. I'm like, can I even type it in the chat? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to write this little formula here to help you with your mission statement and really kind of stating what it is that you're creating, where you're going, really to write. And the whole purpose of this is like, write your story, write your own story. Don't, you know, I mean, we have the whole rest of our lives ahead of us, and we have a couple options. Like we can keep working from the blueprint that we've had and just kind of continue to have the results that we've had, or start to rewrite this story for ourselves. And so people will use things like the mission statement, vision boards are really important. Like start to put together and glue different images that represent your goal manifested, and surround yourself. And so we're literally bombarding that conscious mind to the subconscious mind to start to create this new story. I even like to put like little reminders in my phone. Like I have 3 alarms that go off every single day in my calendar, and each one is like a different affirmation. So I have like my 3 favorite affirmations, and sometimes I'll switch them out and put new ones in there. And it's so helpful to just have these little moments where we rewrite that and create new habits, and maybe break bad habits by doing that. Because really the best way that we break a bad habit is just to create a whole new one. And so that's what a solar eclipse is about. It's kind of this cosmic reboot. And this is a great time to get really clear about your mission statement with the energy of the new moon. It kind of creates this hyper awareness, this sort of energy where like what was not conscious suddenly becomes conscious at this time. You might get some insights about where you want to be going. So just utilize the energies of this time in the cosmos right now to take command and really tell your story, write it out, visualize it, bombard your brain, and kind of, you know, help yourself weed out any of those imbalances that are showing up. So I would love to kind of hear from some of you that are here today. I know Chelsea, we have